Hello there my fellow Holotable heroes and welcome to another roster review video. So in this one we are going to go ahead and review another fellow Holotable hero. So shout out to him, Evo, and his guild, the Duchess. So as you've seen in previous my roster reviews, I do ask for a quick brief from whoever wants their roster reviewed, and I just kind of go through the points. So again, off camera I had a good look at their roster already. I made some notes based on their questions they had for me, so I'll just be going through that. So let's first just have a quick look at the roster and see what's going on. So they are at 11.6 mil GP, so quite a nice GP, quite a good account overall. And they are saying they are currently in Kyber 4. Let's go ahead and verify, is that still the case? Yeah, they're in Kyber 4. And I feel like, they could be higher up in the Kyber ladder, maybe Kyber 3 or, maybe Kyber 2 even. Overall, they're saying that, no need to go too much into the mods because, they're not perfect. I think he said he realizes they're not perfect, but they're more or less, in good place. And I did have a look at the mods and I agree, in terms of mods, they are, in a good place, good speed on Jabba, lots of health on him. Master Luke, maybe a little bit more speed on Luke, but at least they have protection primaries, I guess. Let's go ahead and look at Leia. Very fast, well, could be faster, I guess, but you can see for the most part mods are in the right place. It's just a case of sometimes they don't have enough speed on these mods, but it's just newer accounts will not have that large pool of fast mods. Let's see, Kylo 530 doesn't sound a lot, but look, there's still 2 mods. This one could easily bump another 10 speed. This one has no speed at all. Well, I guess if we are to say something about mods, can you find something with secondary speed for Kylo? But overall, I had a look at the other mods as well. They are more or less in the right place. And anyway, they themselves didn't ask that I spend too much time talking about mods. So overall, I would say, being in Kyber 4, obviously, with that kind of GP, with 5 Galactic Legends, you can be higher. But I've also seen in my other account where I'm like, in a Rhodium 4, I believe. I'm constantly facing accounts like this with 11 mil GP, with 6, 7, 8 Galactic Legends even. So, it's also not too bad actually being in Kyber 4 with this kind of roster. Also in terms of conquest units, you see they got Ezra, they've got Amidala, Malgus, Bane. So, looks like they are keeping on top of their conquest. Quite a nice chunk of Omicrons I can already see dished out. So overall, looks like, they kind of know more or less what they're doing. So why are they in Kyber 4 and why they feel like they could be higher? Well, I guess let's head to the second point, because they would like to have some suggestions on the defense for their Grand Arena, because they feel like, they do have some bad teams on defense because they like to keep lots of good stuff on offense. So they just asked me to maybe more focus on this review, just, setting on what teams I would suggest him to put on defense and what maybe they need to work on a little bit to improve the defense in terms of farming, gearing, and things like that. The good thing is normally, like, at 11.6 mil GP, 5 Galactic Legends, Conquest units, for the most part, you have kind of all the right teams built up. It's just a case of, maybe tweaking them a little bit, adding an Omicron here and there, Relic a unit here or there. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. So I had a look already through their roster, but first, actually, before we do that, let's talk about GAC defense. Now, I had a look at their history, and they're putting Ewoks on defense. Ewoks, they've got an Omicron. It's a territory war Omicron, okay, so it doesn't matter. So they put Ewoks on defense in Kyber, no matter Kyber 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to Kyber 5s. Even in a Rhodium, like Ewoks, I think have no place at all on defense anymore. So that's the one team you don't want to be putting down on defense. You're just asking for like a Wampa solo or something, right? I also saw they put Geos on defense, even though Relic, Geos as well, just easy trooper food. And when you're a Kyber, like, you don't want something that Bad Batch, Troopers, CLS, Wampa, nest can kind of easily take down on solo-ish. I guess it's kind of the first goal you're trying to achieve. Geos, you don't want to put him on defense. Geo Brute Alpha also, he's too valuable on offense for many, kind of Supreme Color and Sith Eternal teams that you can counter Leia, Kenobis or something like that. So definitely Geos, you want to get rid of them from your defensive strategy. And let's have a look at Phoenix. They're also putting Phoenix down on defense. Phoenix is not a good defensive squad. They're much better to be used on offense, especially once you do put Omicron over on Captain Rex. They can do a lot of stuff on offense, like taking down Riva, for example. So I wouldn't put these guys on defense as well. Then they are also putting General Grievous on defense. Now, this is similar like, maybe Ewoks, it's just kind of Wampa solo food, isn't it, for the most part? Or even Savage, for that matter. And you know what I've seen in his defensive? They put Wedge team on defense lead with just left row Rebels. I'm like, yeah. Definitely you don't want to be putting downs. So these are kind of the 5 teams on defense that I did notice from their history that need replacing just to make this defense a bit better. And looking at the roster, they got plenty of things to put on defense instead, and still having enough for offense. Just maybe, we need to a little bit upgrade a few teams to make it that possible. So before we get, into my usual plan where we go more into detailed things, let's just have a look at his roster, what's missing. I'm like, not again. I'm like, what is it with people and not relicking up their 501st? This is the second roster review, I think, out of 4 I've done so far. No love for the 501st. Like, I appreciated 501st, have fallen off. They're not a meta team anymore. But, in terms of those kind of B-level teams, they still get the job done on offense or on defense. They can snipe some banners. But, man. Yeah, you gotta sort out your 501st. It's kind of an essential team to have, for sure. And then, again, no love for Trey and Savage? I'm like, it's just sort of a deja vu, this review, isn't it? That we had the previous one. You need to get Trey and Savage up and running. Omicron, that's essentially another Galactic Legend team without having to go through a whole Galactic Legend unlock requirements and everything. So that's a quick and easy win. Just, rally these guys up, slap Omicrons on them. Now, I did check with them. They are a bit, poor on Omicrons, and, that's how it is. But same like the other account, like they're a bit, poor on Omicrons, but then you see triple Omicron on Malgus, right? Those 2 Omicrons could easily be spread between Savage and Treya. So if you are being, a bit of a crunch with Omicrons, you have to be a bit selective with, what you're putting on these guys. So that's what we'll be looking to add to, the repertoire for Grand Arena, Savage, Treya. And then let's go ahead and have a look at his Galactic Republic. They have Kenobi. No, they don't have Kenobi. They have Amidala, which is good. Kellenbeck, nice. Bad Batch, cool. Padme? I'm not mad at that. Padme, at best, she's just a filler unit for a Jedi Master Kenobi team. What I'm more surprised, though, is they have Ki-Adi-Mundi at 7 stars. They have Anakin at 7 stars. Why are these guys not relicked? I don't know. Surprising to see that, to be honest, because just relicking these guys up. And Qui-Gon, where is Qui-Gon? Where has Qui-Gon gone? Looking, there we go. So similar like Treya, just another Omicron, leveling these 2 guys up, and you get another solid, kind of a Hail Mary offensive team, or just something to put on defense as well. Will definitely fare better than Geos, Ewoks, and things like that. And then also, as I've always been suggesting this to absolutely everybody, Morgan, I believe, is a Cantina farm, right? So she's quite easily farmable. And Great Mother's essentially a marquee unit that you farm up, but it's a level of legendary. And for the most part, everybody do have some sort of Night Sister teams already anyway. So this just takes, similar like Trey and Savage, almost another Galactic Legend level team. So I would definitely suggest push these sisters up. Looks like they're already working them already, so just keep continuing. So that's another team that you'll soon be able to utilize in Grand Arena. And then finally, Rebel Fighters. They do have Luthen unlocked. Looks like they started working through Luthen. And obviously, I would keep pushing Luthen up, and then once you have Luthen up and running, push So up as well, relic them both, slap one Omicron on So, one on Luthen when you have them, and it gives you another great kind of annoying team to deal with. Sometimes Datacron depending, could be even pushing that kind of almost GL level of power. And it seems like there's always some sort of Datacron for So Guerrera. It's like similar like Inquisitors in that regard, and Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. There's always something for them that CG throws in there to make them irrelevant. So these are kind of the teams that I guess the 5 teams will be looking to add, obviously, to your Grand Arena plan. 5 of Earth, Traya Savage, Qui-Gon, Jedi Anakin Cam, Night Sisters with Great Mothers, and Solutan. So that's kind of like 5 teams. You should be working on to replace those 5 bad teams of Ewoks, Geos, Phoenix, John Grievous, and Wedge Lead. This is kind of overview. So let's hop over now to the actual more detailed plan so we can kind of see how that will look like, in terms of priority farming and gearing and things like that. So if we have a look now over here, so as you can see, first thing is in terms of Omicron priority, just slap on Captain Rex and Tusken Raiders. That's for 3v3 only really to begin with. And also 5v5, obviously, once you can also use Captain Rex with Phoenix and things like that. But these are kind of 2 Omicrons you can just slap on straight away that will immediately boost, obviously, there. Because actually, let me hold on. Let me hop over back just to show you. They've got Tuskens. Right? So, Tusken Raider Omicron, yeah, it's not the most powerful one, but it is an annoying one if you do put it down on defense, right? So, I would just suggest go ahead and slap it on. Free season is upcoming, so it's another good team you can put on defense. So these are kind of the core teams that obviously are the ones that you will be putting on defense now. And as well, once we upgrade other teams, these teams will still be able to be used on defense. So obviously 5 first, I would just put it on defense, even with gear 12s. Just put it there. It still rally gas will still require something more meaningful to take down. Same thing in 3v3, gas can get the job done. They've got Ezra with Rey to put down on defense. I think they're probably putting these down on defense already. Finn Resistance Squad, good on defense. Jabba, Dark Trooper, Moff Gideon. So this is kind of your 5 core teams for 5v5 that I would suggest you putting on defense for where you're at. And then in terms of 3v3, again, gas, Rey, Amidala, CLS. We got Finn, Zori, Tuskens with it, Omicron. Obviously, if you don't have Omicron, don't put Tuskens on defense in 3v3. Then here as well, once you do slap Omicron on the Captain Rex, this team is annoying to deal with also in 3v3. Jabba on defense, some sort of, I guess, Han Chewie lineup. I mean, I put Hondo in there in the lead, but you can do something else as well. But yeah, could you do that? Hold on, do they have, should we go back to the game? Do they have Hondo Omicron? They do, yes. So you already have Hondo Omicron, so you could just do Hondo Han Chewie on defense. Is that a thing? I don't know. Could be. Give it a go, I guess. Make use of that Omicron for Hondo. Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, and as well they do have all the Imperial Remnants already leveled up. So yeah. As you can see, in terms of the core defense, for now, just get 501st up and running and you will have good, solid starting defense to work from. In terms of core defense for fleets, had a look at the ships and a little bit your history on, what you're doing and things like that. So yeah, I would just put down here Executor with Punishing One and as well Radis on defense. So they're kind of the core teams that obviously we will be putting now on defense. So let's go ahead and change this now and have a look at how the upgraded things will look like. So in terms of Omicron priority, you can see on the top kind of and farming and gearing, and then how this will evolve over time, your defense as your teams are ready. So aside from the core teams, these are now additional teams to fill in the rest of the gaps for 5v5 and 3v3. So in short term, what you want to aim for is 3 Omicrons. So as we already seen Captain Rex and Tusken Raider as a part of the core squads, and then we need 0 Omicron as well, just to give you another team you can put on defense for now until, you know, we get Malakos up and running. So what we'll be doing now, looking at your roster, you can also put on Trench with Watt, then Dash here with, because you don't have Kenobi unlocked, so we can still have use Commander Ahsoka Tano, Nest, and then just, you know, 2 kind of other scoundrels. I had a look, these guys are Relic, Mission, and Zalbar, so you could just put this on defense. For now, obviously on some sort of Amidala lineup. You don't have Qui-Gon yet up and running, which we discussed. That should be, you know, you should consider bringing it up, but until then, Caloran back not that great. I think back Qui-Gon seems to be better in Grand Arena once you slap Omicron, but at least to begin with, put down this on defense, and as well get Omicron over on Seer, and also Malakos. They have Malakos, but they don't have Omicrons on Malakos. At least last time I checked, hold on, unless they kind of sneaked in an Omicron. No, they don't have Omicrons on Malakos. But to begin with, Seer lead is way more important than Malakos if you look at the data, because if you don't have Seer, Omicron, right, then Bad Batch can just easily walk over Seer squad. So you want to put Omicron on Seer, and this is a very good defensive team as well to put on even without Omicrons on Malakos. And then we'll be putting Tuskens here. Obviously, in, the Omicron on Tusken Raider is only for 3v3, but still, you know, put him down for now. It's still better than Geos and Ewoks, I think. General Grievous. So just put these guys down on defense as well. So this is kind of your starting. These still 5v5 teams after you apply the Omicrons, and obviously they will get replaced as, you know, you have other things ready. And then the remaining three teams that you can place now, again, we'll be doing Seer with her Omicron, Dash, Cat, Nest, Trench with Watt as well, and then a Caloran back squad. And for fleets, I had a look again, because you don't have all the Galactic Republic like Relic up, as we've seen Jedi Anakin, for example, and 5s, I believe, as well, not Relic. You can still put this now for defense, but this eventually will become a fleet that you will want to use on offense. So so that's the starting kind of the core teams, and then this first column, that's what you can work with right now, obviously once you get those Omicrons ready. And then let's look at your kind of mid-term upgrade plan. Obviously I look at the roster kind of like close to unlocking Lord Vader, close to unlocking Sith Eternal. I think, is it close to Kenobi as well? But I think Sith Eternal, you just need, is it just 2 units? I think just Anakin and Sidious or something to Relic 7, so you're very, very close. So just knock this out as soon as you can as well. Get Sith Eternal unlocked, get your Starkiller requirements finished up as well. I think you're just missing Talon or something like that. So this will give you 2 great teams to use on offense. So these are offensive lineups. And as discussed, then also we want to work on Savage, Trey Omicron, and then Qui-Gon Omicron squad with gearing up Ki-Adi-Mundi and Anakin. So this is kind of in mid-term the teams that you can work on, and as soon as, for example, you've got your Sith Eternal unlocked, you will need Watt. In most cases with Sith Eternal, and that's why you need to get your Savage Trey team up and running so they can replace Trench on defense. And then moving down here as well. Obviously, once we do have Qui-Gon up and running, you will have not have Caloran back on defense anymore, but Qui-Gon, and then you can move some of those Jedi like Shakti and Yoda from a Caloran back squad to your Amidala squad, just to make it, you know, more formidable on defense. And this will also a little bit affect your free fleet plan. So similar, we need to free up Watts to use with Sith Eternal. So then Traya, Savage replace this on defense, and same thing, Qui-Gon Omicron will replace Caloran back. So this kind of is your mid-term plan to give you, a couple of better defensive squads and a couple of new offensive squads that you can use. And then let's look at the long-term plan. Again, not too far away from Jedi Master Kenobi, so I will just work on unlocking Jedi Master Kenobi next. And then in terms of Omicrons, they do have Reva, but no Omicron on her, so I would as well put Omicron on Reva. And then as well Omicron on Malakos, and then farm, your Night Sisters and Rebel Fighters, as mentioned earlier, just to fill up those teams as well, and you know, a couple of Omicrons, one on Saw, one on Luthen there as well. So this will again give you, you know, kind of I guess 2 new offensive squads, 3 new offensive squads, or well, 2 new offensive squads and 1 upgraded with Riva's Omicron, and 2 powerful teams to put on defense as well, just to, you know, make your defense even a bit better. Now, because at here you will be unlocking Jedi Master Kenobi to use on offense, then we need to bring in Commander Ahsoka Tano on a Kenobi squad, which means this dash lineup won't be that great. That's why by this time you already then have Great Mothers waiting to replace Dash. And then obviously once we do have Saw, Luthen are up and running, Kyle you will have up and running at this point as well, because you would have unlocked Starkiller already. So they will then replace Malakos, Seer Malakos team, because once you put Omicrons over on Malakos, he's then better to be used on offense to take down Rays and Rivas and things like that. I had a look at the Rebel fighters. They're not that, you know, kind of, I guess, leveled up, the Rebel fighters, but, you know, just these 3 plus any 2 will be annoying to deal with. So, you know, you can just start off with this if you want. You can put Captain Rex to make it more powerful, but obviously once you do slap Omicron on Captain Rex in 5v5, he's just very good on offense to take down a lot of things. So maybe use there. And obviously at this point as well, because we will have now Kenobi to use on offense, that means that you can free up your Leia and she can move from your offensive list to your defensive list just to make your defense a bit better. This is my suggested lineup based on your roster, what you put down on defense. And similar like on 3v3, Saw and Great Mothers will be replacing their Dash and Seer that you would have been putting on defense at this point now. And also at this point we will have our Galactic Republic there already. So then Profundity can be put on defense, because then Negotiator actually is almost a bit more flexible. That Profundity on offense can beat, I think, you know, especially these punishing ones and things like that. Even has a shot at Leviathan, so I would then put Profundity at this point on defense and keep Negotiator for offense. Okay, I know this was a lot to take in, but again, that's why, as always, I will be providing both graphics from the plan. I will send them to you via direct message on Discord, so you can just have a look, and obviously, as always, happy to answer any follow-up questions you may have. But for those of watching this video, thank you for watching, I guess. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.